All right, welcome back. It's time for the NFL midday recap. If you're not with us on the Patreon, you missed out on a big old upset this morning with the Patriots. We were loving ourselves some Patriots. So, Germany game, first game of the day. Didn't really like this game at all because either team could become 3-7. Carolina 37. Carolina wins it in overtime, 37 points. Germany equals 34. It went to overtime with 34 points, and the game-tying drive by the Giants started at the 34-yard line. NFL Munich game does equal 126. The Panthers did pick up their 126th home franchise win in that game, but there was plenty on the Giants side, too. That game was super dangerous. But the Patriots looked like a damn near lock, even though they were a major underdog. The same upset pattern we won with the Patriots over the Bengals this year was in effect in this game. Remember, Patriots equals 37, Chicago equals 37, New England equals 45. Earlier this year, Zach Taylor became 37-45, losing to the Patriots. That was the biggest upset of week one. But Bears also equals 45. And, of course, this is a rematch of the 1985 season Super Bowl. But Patriots become 3-7. Bears fall to 4-5. Huge value, nice payout, rock-solid narrative. It was easily the best upset narrative of the day, and it cashed. There's also a pattern with the games today in 3-7 records, 37 days before the Pope's birthday. The Saints, who were a nice upset. I thought it was smart to play it safe with the points, but they had a great narrative to upset. You might have seen the headline that the Pope accidentally blessed the New Orleans Saints. Notice the Saints become 3-7 before his birthday, 37 points in the game. And in the regular season, the Saints became 56-56 versus the Falcons all-time. Pope equals 56. Perfect ritual. The Bills and the Colts today was 91 days before the Super Bowl. A lot of 91 stuff going on in the league, including Joe Flacco getting his 91st loss. That made way too much sense. Bills took care of business against the Colts. The Broncos had a very good upset narrative for the Chiefs. If you took them with the points, you definitely won. They were an 8-point dog. But if you saw the game, they had a very short field goal to win it, and it got blocked. Every late game script going for the Chiefs this year, including today's 15th straight win for number 15 Mahomes, the guy born on the day leaving 105 days left in the year, and here we are in the 105th NFL season. One of the key parts of the upset narrative was that the Chiefs' winning streak could have ended at 14 games. We've seen so many streaks end at 14 in sports. The word end itself equals 14. KC's 14. Cortland Sutton, number 14, had a touchdown this game. Keep in mind, 105 is the 14th triangular number. So if you took the Broncos with the points, you came out on top. If you only had them in an upset special, trying to turn a small bill into a big bill, that was a heartbreaker. Again, Saints had the Pope rituals we discussed. We thought the 49ers would win but not cover. Road teams are now 9-1 for the year in games that Tom Brady's called. 9-1. So there's a pattern to follow this year. Buccaneers equals 91. And again, today's games were 91 days before the Super Bowl. We knew 91 was going to be a big theme. Number 23, Christian McCaffrey returns, and they win with 23 points. Christian McCaffrey in Gematria equates to 91. The one disappointment for us in that game is we thought McCaffrey would get in the end zone because his next career touchdown was 91. Little surprised he didn't score. Steve Young, who played for the Bucs and the Niners, if you look up his career record, he had 91 regular season wins with the Niners after he came over from the Buccaneers, which equaled 91. But yes, all these games today, 91 days before the Super Bowl. We knew 91 was going to be a big theme. And the Vikings and the Jags, I had in my notes a reason for a 4-point or 5-point loss for the Jags. And I decided that plus 4.5 was probably the right place to take the Jags with the points. So in hindsight, I'm like, man, I should have went plus 5.5 because I knew they could lose by 5. And that's exactly what they did do. But yeah, so half point shy there on the spread for the Vikings win. And then the game that's the most disappointing to me out of the early games is the Commanders-Steelers. They had a big story about how the Commanders could start 5-0 for the first time since 1991. And I thought that's got to be it with all this 91 stuff going on in the league. And they ended up giving up the lead late to the Steelers. I get the joke in hindsight. This is right after the election. Well, actually, I did see this potential thing, but I thought the Commanders' first 5-0 start since 91 was the better narrative. Keep in mind, Washington Commanders equals 91 in Gematria, the new team name. But the Steelers improved to 7-2, and the Commanders fell to 7-3. 72 is associated with President Trump, and 73 is associated with Kamala Harris. Trump just had the rituals with the Steelers where he went to their Sunday night football game after serving French fries, and he had the shooting in Butler outside of PA, or Pittsburgh, PA. But, that one to me is the biggest disappointment of the morning, that the Commanders didn't become 5-0 for the first time since 91. Remember, Pittsburgh equals 50, and so does Washington. What did happen is Dan Quinn, the Commanders coach, stayed on 50 wins for his career rather than his team becoming 5-0 at home for the first time since 91. But, still having a good day. The Patriots upset was a nice big payout. The things we liked, the Jags, I suppose the Jags and the Commanders are the disappointment of the morning, but everything else is clicking. Sunday night football was a thing of beauty. Or not Sunday night, but Thursday night football. Lamar Jackson's 35th home win on 35 Thursday, winning it with 35 points. You see how the Bengals lost with 34? Maryland equals 34, like the Ravens won both their Super Bowls with 34 points. Burrow equals 34. He had 34 completions. The ref work in the game was number 34, and that was the 139th game of the season, which is the 34th prime. We thought 34 was going to show up in the final score, and it sure did. But, another winning week. And if you guys want to get the intel before the games, plenty of intel right now that you can go catch up on for the later games. The game's just getting underway. Join us on Patreon. Links in the description of every video. Patreon.com/Zachary K. Hubbard. Again, links in the description and usually the top pinned comment. Till next time, congrats to the winners.